Okay, so this video is basically going to be about character assassination and what I've obviously been living and experiencing for the past 5 years. I did several videos about this before. It's actually called Scapegoat, and it's like in 3 parts, right? And that was about the last situation that happened to me, which is going to be about a year ago. And I ended up having to, as like many people know, move due to 5 years of persistent stalking, due to me one day going into an apartment building where I used to live in the Raval, and then being accused of either, it was like 2 things. One, they accused me of like taking money from the building, these like delinquents, and then since they realized that I was actually like a teacher and etc., then they just started making up rumors and saying that I was some kind of informant or snitch. So fast forward, I now live in a very small town, and to this day, the gang stalking continues. And it's like, at this point, I really feel like enough is enough. Who's benefiting by me being silent? Because it's not me. And there's not much I can do. Like, when this was happening last year, I filed a report. When they went into my apartment the first time, and they occupied my apartment in the Raval, I obviously went to court about that and everything. And there's not much they can do because, as everyone knows, when it comes to gang stalking, it's done in a way that is, number one, making a variety of or a large amount of people like complicit, and it's done in a way that it's not so direct, but you know that it's being directed towards you. I changed my phone number, besides moving obviously, and I know that even from last year, what they are doing is they basically go around trying to bribe and pay people who are close to me, neighbors, etc., to basically spy on me, things like this, and to make me aware that, like, to talk about things so that I can overhear it, to make me aware that, like, oh, they're trying to unalive me. Okay, so it's basically like trying to send death threats, but in a very not inconspicuous, because they obviously do it to get my attention, but not direct, like indirectly. And it's not because, oh, I'm just sitting there like trying to overhear conversations or anything like this, because, for example, now where I live, I'm barely home. They make it their business, because, like I said, they're spying. So they have me under surveillance with like WhatsApp, with my email. Definitely, I know they're like hearing devices and shit like that. I'm sorry, I don't want to get blocked on TikTok. Hearing devices, possibly cameras, so that they can see everything. They know, obviously, if they have my email and my TikToks, if I'm going on vacation, they know everything, right? So they're just there, and they're being paid. They're being paid to harass me. They look for people around me who are like dogs, degenerates, people who don't work, and they offer them money to basically make me aware that, like, oh, they're coming after me, or they're going to unalive me. Obviously, it's not just like, I don't know, it's intimidation, obviously, because no one does something like that loudly, but it's to basically make me, unnerve me, and cause me anxiety, because obviously I'm a single mom and I'm just with my kids. And the last 2 times that they've done this to me, obviously I moved 2 times, right? And the majority of people, I always say, like, people are very dense. Sometimes they don't question things. There's no logical, like, thinking process. Majority of people usually believe what they hear, right? So I moved to this new town, and then now I see that again they are trying, or they are doing a character assassination. Like, there are many ways to unalive a person, because if you have been slandered from here to there, from Barcelona to Girona to wherever, and everybody knows your story. People are laughing about it. You know what I mean? And then they try to say like, oh no, but the kids, and it's all nonsense, because my kids have had to live through this with me. This started when my daughter, my youngest, was like 9 months. My kids are getting older, and they're also becoming aware when like people are saying things or following us and all of this. And it's nonsense, because eventually they're gonna grow up and they will probably, besides the fact that they're going to be like, how do you say, like pointed out, like, hey, that's that informant's child or whatever like this. It's dangerous in the sense that people who really don't know and really believe it, they're going to continue to harass us. And I'm doing this video more than anything for the honor of my kids, because it is something that's unfair and it doesn't make sense. At the end of the day, who's profiting from making me the scapegoat and framing me every single summer? Because like I said, this starts every summer so far. The rumors, the looks, they renew it. Like I spoke about this in the last videos I did, like the story time about it. You know, but who's benefiting? Obviously it's not me, because like, what is it me benefiting that people are going around like talking about me, where if I go to the park with my child, automatically like I hear people like making comments or looking at me strange, because they're assuming that I'm there like watching them. And these are go to hell people, again, degenerates. Okay, you would think that I moved out of the ghetto of the Raval to a small town, come to find out that although it's, you know, a small town, that it's not the ghetto. You have a lot of ghetto people there that obviously they don't have anything better to do. They don't work, and basically I've become their source of income, because now they are, you know, being bribed and paid to harass me. And this is a situation that everybody knows. Everyone who knows me knows this. Now I, because of this situation, have become more isolated, because a lot of people, especially, well, in the Raval area, like obviously if you know how the Raval is, like people don't want to be associated with someone who's being accused of being a snitch. So a lot of people dropped off, which is fine, because you get to see who's really who. And a lot of people who were friends of mine, which, you know, like everyone knows, like the schools where my kids went to and everything, everyone knows there were like moms trying to also frame me, that they were being offered money to bribe me, and everyone's just going along with it. Everyone's joining the circus. Everybody wants to participate and be part of it. You know what I mean? I'm the punching bag. And yet the thing is, you know, what happens is the devil is tricky, right? So he'll throw a stone, but it will hit for two. So people, you know, they get on board to get their money, whatever, to try to harass me or to frame me or whatever. And then when they realize that I know what they're doing, or if they're worried that, like, you know, that they're going to be exposed for what they're doing to me, all of a sudden they get even more nervous, because now they're worried about themselves and their reputation. In this case, like I'm talking about the current neighbors around my area who have been harassing me for the past now 3 months. They get nervous. They start to now work even harder to try to, you know, frame me. The idea is that now they've been made complicit to participating in a situation that had nothing to do with them. And well, like at this point, I'm just so tired. I'm just so tired of the lies and the slander. Like I put my trust in God and everything, because what will be will be. I can't like be afraid to like leave my house or to do the regular things that I do with my family, because at the end of the day, then it's like the enemy wins and they win, and it's another way of unaliving someone if you can't even feel comfortable to just live. You know what I mean? And it's not a situation where it's like, oh, move again, move again. My kids have had to sleep in shelters with me because we were afraid to go back to our apartment. My kids, mind you, if they're surveilling us and seeing us in our home, my kids walk around nude, and these people are watching us and overhearing us. You know what I mean? So it doesn't matter if I move again, because if this is something that they're doing every single area I go, it's really kind of like a hopeless situation, basically. And I'm gonna make a part 2.